Let's bring in New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew, who sits on both the House Judiciary Committee and the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Good to be with you, Lydia. Thank you.
Congressman, I have to ask you point blank, is Joe Biden a threat to democracy at this point?
He is certainly a threat to democracy and a threat to the United States of America. This is, I really, when I say this, I'm not just saying it to be political or partisan. I really believe he is the worst president in modern history, without a question. Let's just talk about foreign policy, and you kind of enumerated some of it. What he did in Afghanistan was needless, it was stupid, and it was harmful, and it showed weakness. What he is doing to Israel by not supporting it, what he's doing to Israel by not being there shoulder to shoulder with them is awful, and certainly makes us in the United States weaker. You know, there's an old saying, peace through strength, war through weakness. It's true. Now we have issues all around the world. We have issues with communist China. We have issues in the Mideast. We have issues in Ukraine. And Ukraine never should have happened. When President Trump was the president, when Russia started making noise that they were going to go into Ukraine, when they started amassing some troops there, President Trump called Putin on the phone, said, "You better not." And that's a fact. And he didn't do anything. This president at that time said, well, it's only a minor excursion. It's only at the border. And of course, put out all the signals, and he continues to put out the signals to the world that we are a weak country and that we don't stand behind our strongest allies.
Absolutely. Look what we're doing to Israel. Look what we did in Afghanistan, turning our backs, what happened to our 13 service members who lost their lives. And now you have Antony Blinken. He's announcing that Ukraine will eventually join NATO. I mean, we just played the clip right there. I mean, this puts American lives at stake, our troops, because they would have to go up against Russia, right? If you're a NATO member, people don't understand this. Why would Blinken say something like this? We have our own issues, never mind fighting another foreign war.
Well, you know what? I mean, if there's a president that could lead us into World War III, it's Joe Biden. And this is just another example of it. Now, what would happen right now if Ukraine became a member of NATO? Well, that involves all of Europe in this war, and of course involves the United States because we're part of it. Worst move in the world to make. I mean, this should have been worked out a long period of time ago. And you know what else? People in America, in the United States of America, are getting tired of it. You know, there's discussions of whether Social Security should be cut, which it should not, or whether Medicare is going to be around, or whether our cities are just going to completely collapse, or whether we're going to be able to afford to buy food because it's gotten so expensive, or will anybody, any of the younger generations, be able to afford to buy a home in this country because you need to earn twice as much now in income as you had to earn 4 years ago when President Trump was president. We need to take care of ourselves. We need a strong America with strong borders that doesn't completely get twisted up in foreign entanglements. And the reason America wouldn't have to get twisted up into all this is because everybody would know that she is strong and that you don't mess around with the United States of America or its allies. We're floundering, we're weak, it's due to this president, and it's shameful.
Congressman, what do you think it's going to have to take for the other half of America to wake up and see that Joe Biden, his entire regime, has been a disaster for us?
Well, you know what? When you have the mainstream media against you, when you have higher education against you, when you have celebrities against you, when you have government against you, it's not easy. It is amazing with all the forces that are against President Trump and, quite frankly, against Republicans who are conservatives, that we prevail at all. But we're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to stand up. And I do believe that Americans, more and more, including young Americans, are really starting to get it. They understand it. You know why, Lydia? Because they feel it. Because they see that things cost more. Because they see all of the homeless people in our cities. Because they see, you know, a police officer that was shot and killed because somebody was released after committing crimes 21 different times, and the left-wing liberal prosecutors still let him out. They see it, they feel it, they hear it, they live it. And I believe that's going to make the change. We need a new president. We need a stronger House of Representatives, a stronger majority, and we need the majority in the Senate. This isn't about saving the Republican Party, Lydia. It is about saving the United States of America.